Hey Amsterdam, here is your tech tip video for this week. I'm going to talk about Chrome extensions because they make Google more fun. So if you don't know, a Chrome extension is like an app for your Google Chrome browser. They can be added to the browser and they appear here in the corner of your Chrome browser under this puzzle piece. You can also find your extensions if you go to the three dots in the corner of your Chrome browser and go to settings. And when you're in settings, you come over here to extensions, and extensions will list all of the extensions that already live in your Chrome browser. You'll also notice that you have some options to manage your extensions. You can turn them off or on, or remove them. Or if you're like, what the heck is this? I don't think I even know what this is. You can touch the details and remember what those extensions are. Here are my tips for using Chrome extensions. The first one is to start slow. It could be easy to watch a video like this or attend a tech training and get really excited about Chrome extensions. And then just load up on as many of them as you can, and before you know it, you've forgotten what most of them do. A good number of Chrome extensions to have is between 5 or 6 or even less. Really think about how the extensions might help you do your work and go from there. Second tip is less is more. So the more Chrome extensions you have added to your Chrome browser, the slower your browser might work because they're just like the applications on your phone or on an iPad. They work in the background. And so sometimes that means they could slow things down. So like I said, it's easy to get excited and download all the Chrome extensions, but try to limit your number just so that you're only having things that you use. The third tip is balance fun with function. Most of the Chrome extensions I use are like the frosting on a cupcake. They make things a little bit more fun and add a little bit of color or some pictures or things to what I'm doing. For instance, this one, confetti cannon. It's super fun. It showers the screen with confetti. Here, I'm going to do it again. Confetti cannon. Click on confetti cannon, and there it is again. There's no value or educational value to the confetti cannon Chrome extension that I can find, but it was fun. And sometimes having a little bit of fun can make the difference and can turn a day around, make people smile. So balancing your fun with function, but there's most of the time we want to use Chrome extensions for things that will make our job quicker, more efficient, easier. What a lot of teachers like Chrome extensions for is the one button access. We know that if we go up and we find that extension, we click the button and it does the thing that we want it to do. The last tip is turn them on and off as needed. So if I open my puzzle piece again, you'll see each of my extensions has 3 dots next to it, and I can remove it if I want to. Or I can go into my manage extensions, as I was showing you earlier, and I can turn it off. If that is not an extension I find myself using, I might use it again someday, but right now I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to turn it off. Go back to my tips. So those are my four tips for Chrome extensions. So now let's look at a few Chrome extensions and talk about where you find them and some that you might want to explore using. The first place to go for Chrome extensions is the Chrome Web Store. Now, the Chrome Web Store is a little bit like Target. It is very easy to get in here and forget why you came and to get all caught up in this can do that and this can do this and oh, isn't this cool? So I caution you to come in here with something that you might be looking for, a particular task or function that you want to search for. You can just type in teacher into the text box and a few things. You do have to spell it correctly though, as I got to record myself spelling techbur, and it will come up with a few things that were created with teachers in mind, including themes. Teachers and kids alike love having different themes that you might want to import to your Google browser. For instance, when I click the plus sign and I have a blank Google page, I have a purple theme because I like the color purple. It's my favorite. But if I wanted to play around in my extensions back to the Chrome Web Store. I liked this puppy one. I could download that. The other places, I have a website with some extensions that I recommend for teachers that I had found useful. And that when I went to Twitter and said, what are your favorite Chrome extensions? The teachers I know that responded, these were the ones they shared. And I have them. If you click here to Nikki's go-to Chrome extensions, they're going to take you up here to this Google site, which I created for teachers in Livingston when we were going through Google certification together. These extensions, the first one is Talk and Comment. This is an extension that you can kind of see it right here. It just lives on the edge of my Google browser, and it allows me to leave voice notes on any document or about any document. So it comes out here and it immediately starts recording, and I can start recording blah, blah, blah. I'm saying important things. When I'm done recording, I touch check mark, and this pops up. I can listen to what I said, and then I can just take this link and I can copy it. And then wherever I am, I'll come back to our Google Slides here, and I will see it, paste, and hyperlink. Screencastify was working against me on that one. So now when I click on that, it either opens up to this just blank web page where I can listen to it, or the place I like to use it is in Google Classroom, where I embed audio directions in the directions of my assignment. So I might type out the assignments and then write the text, listen to the audio directions here, and I might even put a little emoji sound icon next to it so they could click on those directions and that audio, and they can hear the teacher giving those directions. So for the kids that need both the audio and the visual, that can help make Google Classroom a little bit more accessible. I've also seen teachers use this to leave audio comments in a Google Doc or in a Google Slides presentation. So that is, as I was saying, Talk and Comment. The other one I love is Tab Scissors and Tab Glue. Tab Scissors lives up here. If I touch Tab Scissors, it will split my tabs so that the tab I'm looking at and the one right next to it appear side by side on my screen. I'll demonstrate that right now. So Tab Scissors takes my two tabs and splits them up like this. I've got this that I'm looking for, and this was the last one I visited, so it's side by side. So if you want to look at things side by side. So a lot of teachers like to maybe have Google Classroom in one tab and then the assignment that they're grading for a student in the other tab. When I put them back together, Glue puts them back together. And I hit Glue, and there they go back together. After Tab Scissors and Tab Glue, I really love Screencastify. I find that to be a really fun tool for quickly creating videos. So I'm making this video right now using Screencastify, and I just go up to my little puzzle piece. I find Screencastify in the list, and with a click, I'm running the application, and I can make these videos. I do have a subscription that I paid for. I think it was $50, and that gives me the option of making videos that are longer than 5 minutes. Turns out I can't make short videos, so having a subscription was really helpful. The other Chrome extension on this list I want to share with you is Emoji Copy Paste. This allows you to find emojis and have them live right in your Chrome extension. I've talked about using emojis in the past to make your work more visual or more interesting, or even doing activities with kids using emojis. So having them in the extension right up here allows you to just quickly copy and paste them into whatever you're working on. So I like grabbing things like check marks and arrows because I think it draws the eye to the screen. So if I'm going to add this check mark here, I might come back to our list and indicate that we've gone through most of those on the list. I can just put in that copy paste check mark. Remember, like we talked about last time we met, you can make that bigger because it's treated the same as text is treated in the slide or in a Google Doc. So we can use the up button to make that check mark bigger by just making the font size of that one piece of text emoji a little bit bigger. On this screen, I've also included the Chrome accessibility features. I'm not going to go through that, but you can click on that link and learn about some of the settings you can play with in your kids' Chromebooks so that they might be able to have more accessibility. This is a fun lesson for you to share with students called Chromebook Skills. And this is a slide deck that someone else created, and she published it to the web. So the only way you can look at it is this way. I'm going to close my toolbar here. And you can advance through the slides, and it starts with this first one where we have a menu of the different skills that a kid might need in order to use Chromebooks successfully. The one my class was always trying to remember was the take a screenshot. So if you click on the skill, here's a really nice visual of what the keys that the students would need to click. And they're animated and pointed to things, so you could quickly project this or have kids have this somewhere in their Google Classroom that they could click on and find the directions as they needed them. So they can go through each of these skills and find step-by-step instructions with visuals next to it for doing these Chromebook skills. Along those same lines, I've created a couple of documents and activities for my work with teachers. This is a Chromebook Skills blackout game that I did with adults, where I just printed these out and asked them to go through each of these skills and look at whether or not they could do them and check them off when they could. If there were skills they couldn't do, they had two options. They could Google it and figure out how, or they could find a friend who could teach them, depending on their preferred way of learning things. Now I was working with adults, so they were on their best honor to go through and actually mark these off, and then they got a prize. So you'd want to think about how that would look with your students. But this is another way to just do a refresher about these skills and how to do these things, and to maybe have it on hand. Maybe it's